Hi, this is Luke Scrivener here at Vision Forward, and welcome back to another In Focus Tech Talk. In today's Tech Talk, we're taking a look at the Vario FHD Foldable Electronic Magnifier. This is a nice device made by Eschenbach that has some good features and also a few design quirks. First of all, we will note that this is a foldable device, so you can fold it away when you're not using it and carry it around from place to place. And it folds away quite easily. It has an integrated handle at the back for carrying it around with, although it is still quite heavy, so you probably don't want to take it on a hike or anything like that. But it is fairly easy to fold and unfold. And once you've unfolded it, then obviously you can start to use it to magnify whatever you want. So it's going to be good for reading and for doing handiwork and things like that underneath, and writing and all of that type of good stuff. The camera is located behind the screen, and it actually has an integrated lens cap, so you do have to kind of pop that off before you can start to use the device. And the camera is kind of interesting because you can tilt it in different ways. So you can have it pointed straight down at the tray, and you can also have it pointed toward the front of the tray. So if you're doing stuff with your hands, then you don't have to put them all the way underneath. You can do them at the front of the tray and still see them. And you can also rotate that camera to look toward you for a self view. So if you wanted to do makeup and things like that. Now, the controls are located underneath the screen. We have a couple of dials and a few buttons, and most of the main stuff is easy to do. So magnification is the dial on the right-hand side, very easy to manipulate. Different color modes can be found on the dial on the left-hand side. And then we have buttons for power in the middle, and then we have line markers, and we have menu. And so it's pretty easy in terms of buttons, but there are some complexities there if you want to investigate them. But just for magnifying and changing the color, which is what you'll want to do most of the time, it's really easy. Definitely don't have any complaints there. Now, let's think about some of these advanced functions and talk about those. So we do have a find feature which we can use, and inside the magnification dial is actually a button in the middle. And so if you press that, you're going to go into the find mode. So say that you're magnified at 10 times and you want to zoom out to get an overview of the page that you're looking at. Find an area, then zoom back in again. That's what you're going to do with your find mode. Now, in the middle of the color change dial, there is a button as well. This is the photo button, but it actually has two functions. So if we press it once, it's going to take a picture, like a freeze frame. Once we've taken a picture, we can zoom in on the picture. We can change the color of the picture. And so that's all good. And then when we press it a second time, it's going to take us back out to the live magnification mode. The other thing that it does, though, is actually we can hold it and choose a reading mode. This is where things get a little bit complicated. One of the features of the Vario FHD is panning. So you can do a live panning of the image rather than moving your paper underneath the camera. You can press buttons to pan left and right and up and down. And those are located on the sides of the device. But you can't do panning just in your regular magnification mode. You have to choose one of these special reading modes for some reason. So to choose one of those, you're going to hold the button in the middle of the color change dial. That's the same button that you would use to take a picture. You're going to hold that, and then you're going to select from 3 different reading modes. Once you've selected one of those, now those panning buttons on the side will be operational for panning up and down, left and right. I don't know why you have to do it like that. It seems needlessly complicated, but that's the way it is. So if you want to use that feature, there is a number of button presses in order to do that. And honestly, the feature is fairly limited in terms of its utility, because it can't go an entire 8.5 by 11 page width or anything like that. So the amount of panning that you can do is going to be fairly limited, but I'm sure some people will find some use. So it is a nice feature to have, at least to try and see whether it works for you. Another interesting thing about the Vario FHD is it has a HDMI in port on it, and it also has an SD card slot. Now, the SD card slot is there because when you take a picture of any document that you put underneath there, you do the freeze frame. Now you've taken a picture of it, and it's actually going to automatically save those pictures, which is pretty nice. So there's a gallery that you can access through the menu, and now you can view all of those different pictures that you've saved. and they'll be there for you anytime. And then you can also put them on the SD card, that you can put into your device, and so on and so forth. So I do think that's a pretty nice feature. Say that you're in a lecture, you want to take a picture of something that you're doing, or a handout or whatever, then you've got the capability of doing that. The HDMI in is kind of interesting because you can connect devices to the Vario and then see the image from those devices on the screen. Now, I think the reason that they put that in there is because you can actually get a separate camera that you will connect to your Vario that will allow you to do distance viewing. And so the camera that's in the Vario, by default, you can't do distance viewing with it. You can only do self-viewing and close-up viewing. If you want to do distance viewing, i.e., look at things in the distance and be able to magnify them, then you have to buy a separate camera from Eschenbach, and this would allow you to do distance viewing, and you would connect it to your Vario with an HDMI cable. So a little bit convoluted again, but if you really want to go down that route, then the capability is there. Let's talk about these other two buttons that we have, the line marker button and the menu button. Now, the line marker button is going to be, amazingly, to turn on and off your line markers. And you can have those oriented vertically or horizontally. And that's a nice little feature. I don't know that many people use them, but it is nice to have them there. If you are using high levels of magnification, they can help you keep track of where you are as you read. So it is a nice feature there. Now, the other button is our menu button, and that's going to take us, unsurprisingly, into our menu. Those are fully voiced, which is a really nice feature. So as you're navigating the menu, the device will read aloud all of those menu items to you. And you can even choose the voice that you want it to use. So that's definitely a nice feature to have. And in the menu is all the stuff that you would expect. As I said before, the gallery is there for your saved pictures. You can change screen brightness. You can change whether the lights of the device are on and off, and all those types of things. You can also disable certain functions if you don't want them to be available, such as the scrolling, which is called dynamic line scrolling. And there's also some things in there which are kind of interesting, like a blue light filter. So if you have trouble with going to sleep because you're using your magnifier late into the night and all of that white light is messing with your circadian rhythm, then you can turn on the blue light filter to help with that. And I actually find it quite relaxing on the eyes. Thanks a lot for watching this video on the Vario FHD from Eschenbach. If you did like it, please do leave us a like and hit the notifications bell so you'll be notified of our future videos. We do release videos every Friday on different assistive technology devices and topics. So definitely keep tuned. And if you do want to call us with any questions about assistive technology, you can do so 414-615-0103. If you prefer to email, you can do that infocus@vision-forward.org, or you can call us 414-615-0103. Hope you're all having a great new year, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.